Hi, this is Osman. I'm an energy healer, yoga and meditation teacher, and also an entrepreneur. Please also to remember to visit my website yogawellness786.com for more resources, current discussion on trending topics in leading media platforms that are going on today from my perspective and the ancient sciences perspective, as well as our services and other resources, and also contact information how you can connect with me directly. And the therapies that I offer are all natural based therapies and not a replacement for medical treatment. If you have any medical condition, please consult a qualified and licensed medical practitioner, and know that these therapies that I offer are not a replacement for medical treatment, and they are complementary and supplementary to them. And although these are powerful, because following natural strategies is very powerful, because medicine is not a miracle cure. They require some responsibility on your part to take some responsibility for your lifestyle habits, which plays a very important role in maintaining your health, as well as recovering from any health challenges, or managing some long-standing health challenges that you may have. That being said, I'd like to discuss the subject of mantra, because mantra falls, or incantations, this falls under the ambit of yoga sciences. And there is mantra and there is tantra practices where people are practicing magic and controlling higher frequency entities to carry out tasks for them, or getting information from them, and being able to read fortunes and predict the future, or also give you protection using magic, right? I'll just use the broad term magic. It's a very broad subject and very controversial as well, just in its general concept, without giving any negative connotation to it. So coming back to mantra, right, or incantation. So from a yoga sciences point of view, and what is my perspective as well, the yoga science, there is a certain group of sounds that have been found that will create a certain energeticness or frequency that reverberates in a way, in a very disciplined manner and a controlled manner, and has a certain function that brings about a certain result in the physical environment, especially in your psychology and in your goals and aspirations. So, to make things simple, there are some mantras that can help you to become rich. There's some mantras that can help you to evolve, spiritually. Some mantras that can help you, protect you from, negative energies. Some mantras that can help you to overcome your own negative thoughts, to bring you into a more positive state of mind. Some mantras to, improve your energies, to make you more popular, to make you more, let's say, richer, stronger, more popular, more socially appealing, improve your communication skills, improve your manipulative capacity to be able to manipulate people into your way of thinking, and thereby, winning over the, arguments and getting things done your way more often than not always, of course. So there are these incantations, which is said, there are thousands of these incantations, not only from the yoga or Vedanta sciences perspective, but also in the religious perspective, other religions as well, from the Christian sciences, from the Islamic sciences, and the Buddhist sciences. There are incantations, right, that is said to bring about certain things. So do I believe in these things? What is my perspective in it? So I've had the opportunity to experiment and explore some of these widely, right? And from let's leave religions out and talk only from the mantra bringing about a result. For example, helping you to bring about wealth, a mantra for wealth. Does it work? And why do some people take a mantra, a wealth mantra, and say it's not working? Why doesn't it work for most people? In fact, it works only for a fraction of a percentage of people. So yes, there are these mantras that work, that or has been stated to work. The sources are from very ancient, authentic sources, and has been practiced by people from time immemorial or thousands of years successfully. But in the current day and age, no one seems to be finding any success in it, right? And the reason for it is because they don't know how to practice it. They lack the technique, number one, wrong technique. Number two, they lack the discipline, because you have to do a certain number and a consistency of practice that the people lack, that consistency and that number, to do. And also it needs some expertise on being initiated into the strategies on its performance. Without those strategies, you cannot perform it efficiently. So instead of speaking in riddles, I would say that you learn a strategy, but normally, because you have to do an X number of count and you need to live your normal life. If you're going to do this number of count on a daily basis, it's going to take you 3 hours a day. And you don't have 3 hours to sacrifice just to do one of the mantras. And you got like maybe 4 mantras that are important that you want to practice a day. And then spend like 6-7 hours practicing the mantra. So what normally takes 3 hours to do that number of repetition can be done in 20 minutes, right? If you learn that strategy of being able to access that speed without compromising the pronunciation and going into the higher capacities of your human brain and mind and going into the quantum levels, right? Using the yoga sciences, right? So it's not the normal human capacity that can do it, but you have to access and develop that capacity, which is a higher frequency capacity, which is dormant in all humans, that you have to awaken that through, practice, in order to practice this within that time to bring, and it will bring it about. And also to get that mantra from someone who has that power, and to give you the mantra together with the power, not just read it from a book and recite it. Or some people, they say they're giving it with the power, but they don't really have the power. They may have some minimal power, and it's not sufficient, to give you substantive result on it. So you need to receive it from someone who is qualified. But even just practicing it without receiving it's very difficult, right? People will not have that type of discipline, to be able to tap into the power of it. So this is a massive subject. You have to seek someone qualified and get his guidance on how to do these practices. And I spent some time studying this aspect as well, and have a reasonable knowledge of it in a general perspective. I'm not someone that prescribe mantras and so forth. I'm a Muslim, as you know from my name and the name of my channel with the number 786. It becomes obvious. And I practice Islamic incantations, which are recommended by our Prophet. And they are stated to have certain protective benefits, or bring about removal of negative situations in your life, and protection from negativity, or try to make your life easier in the day, and so forth. There are all different type of things that work, right? I didn't find something that did not work. I can't come out with a statement that says from all the mantras available, barely a fraction works. I will say I haven't come across a mantra that did not work in 56 years of my life, now 57 years of my life, right? I didn't come, there possibly is some incantations, right? And even people incanting their own incantation, made up their own incantation, because many people make up their own incantation, works, right? I found it to work. You can make up your own and it's going to work if you know how to do it, right? Or you just repeat it long enough and with conviction. This is one of the elements that's required. Okay, so I hope that helps you. Please remember to visit my website, yogawellness786.com, and remember to Take care always.